Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to Two Girls, One Gay.
Hello?
Are you coming to this party tonight?
No, we're filming a podcast.
Welcome back, you guys.
Welcome back, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Shy, Logan, and me are here, ready to
Take on the world.
take on.
Discuss the things. Tell you guys what's up.
Yeah.
Shy's headlights are on.
Oh.
So, if you haven't looked at the YouTube video, come
Guys,
and check it out.
To get us views.
That's an incentive.
Go watch the YouTube video. There's a little surprise.
No, but the shirt is cute. Tell them what the shirt says.
Guys, my shirt is so cute. I got this off Depop. It says MILF in training.
Adorable.
Because I am.
She wore that She wore that to therapy today.
I did wear therapy. My therapist liked it.
Cute.
I met my spirit animal today in therapy.
Oh.
If you guys have ever done any hypnotic spiritual work, when you go through trauma when you're a child, a part of you leaves. And so usually it's a shaman that helps bring it back. My therapist is kind of like in that realm. And you have to meet your spirit animal in order to find the part of you that left when you were younger, when you experienced this trauma. So today I met my spirit animal, which was really cool.
How do you find out what your spirit animal is?
Yeah, can you tell us what yours is?
So, you go into a state of hypnotherapy. It's not like, with the clock that's dangling in front of your, it's not like that stuff you see in the movies. She has these little pads that you put in your hand that vibrate. So your conscious mind is focused on like, oh my God, what's going on in my hands? And then you close your eyes, you take some deep breaths. It's a part of like meditation. In my case, she leads you down this journey. There's a certain, atmosphere that you have to be in. You have to start at the top of a staircase. Start at the top of a staircase and like whatever setting, mine was outdoors, whatever setting you're in, and then you go down this staircase, keep going down, and then she says, oh, there's going to be an opening to your right. And you like, it seems stupid, but when you are like in that state of meditation, exactly how she's guiding you through it, you see everything. Also like other things too, but you see everything that she's telling you, and it feels so real. Like when I came out of it, I had to like blink my eyes and like wiggle my toes because I didn't feel like I was actually like back into like a room with four walls. Yeah, it was cool. So you go down the staircase and it's supposed to lead you, and then it's supposed to lead you to like, it could be a tree trunk. Mine was a tree, so that's why a tree trunk, another path, a different room, whatever it is, and it's supposed to be like a portal, and you go through it, and then you get in there, and there's gonna be a lot of animals because throughout your entire life, a bunch of different animals will help you on a journey. One, and they all mean different things. One means confidence, one means power, strength, this, that, and the other. And she says when you first meet an animal, you're supposed to ask, are you my spirit animal? And if there's hesitation or anything like that, then you're like, thank you for coming here, move to the side. And I had to go through like 5 different animals before I found my spirit animal.
And it can be anything?
It can be any animal.
That's kind of like your Patronus. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Can I guess yours?
Sure.
A quail.
No.
I guess the tortoise.
I don't know how I feel about you guys.
Wait.
I think mine would be
Armadillo.
a hummingbird.
An armadillo?
Oh my God, I thought
What?
you said a dildo.
Dildo.
No, my spirit animal is a horse.
Aww.
I thought it was going to be a lion because I've always been really connected to lions throughout my entire life, but it was
Leo Queen.
You do give horse girl vibes.
You do. You
in a good way or a bad way.
Anyways, what's the topic today?
All right. So, as we were saying, in our first few episodes, which if you haven't listened to them,
what are you doing?
Doing?
Go.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What's going on?
I'm going to bully you.
But in case you just stumbled across this and you're interested in this topic, in our last couple episodes, we talked about how horrible modern dating is and the lonely epidemic. So we thought, why not keep these good vibes going and talk about anxiety during the nasty, aka sex.
Anxiety during sex.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to open the floor and ask the question with you guys if you think sex has changed in a positive or negative way in the last decade.
Oh,
Before I give you the
haven't even been having
stats.
sex for a decade.
Oh.
starting it off strong.
The silence is loud.
So, yeah, I do believe sex and the act of sex has definitely changed in the last decade, just with OnlyFans, social media, porn, all of that stuff definitely has changed. I feel like the image around sex.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
there's.
sex does-
I
I
think
feel
there's
like
just
you're
less.
interviewing me.
No,
right
no,
now.
I just
like
sorry.
scared of
I'm
you.
like, tell me.
Like you're looking at me and you're like, yeah, I feel for you.
No, I agree.
I agree with that totally. I think back in the day, sex probably was a little bit more intimate, and also I think it was. I can't imagine back in the day if you're like when people would go steady or whatever,
Mhm.
and there
Oh,
was
good.
courting and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't just like going on dates and then hooking up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like little one night stands. It was
Took a long
more
time
like
to
their intention behind it was
Right.
to find a partner
Mhm.
and then to like have a family.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that it was super, sexualized right off the bat. But I
Right.
think nowadays, like you
It
said, with
is,
porn and social media, and then, I don't think a lot of people's intention now is just to like date and like be in a relationship. I think it's just
Right.
for some people just to like hook up.
Yeah. Hookup culture is alive and well, and definitely, I think,
Affecting all of us.
yes. But also probably frowned upon back in the day because,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
well,
I mean,
you would
obviously,
be.
yeah.
is,
What would they call the like an
They call them
EGA?
whores.
Yeah,
A
A scarlet,
oh,
yeah, like
yeah.
is that heathens? No.
What?
What are these terms?
Yeah, I'm like, what would? There's another word that I'm thinking of. I can't think of it though. A
But I-
charlatan.
But
It's not
also,
right.
like, just back then, I would have anxiety about, like, getting courted by a guy and marrying a guy and not, like, you want to test
Oh,
drive
yeah.
the car before you buy it.
Totally. I still to this day do not understand waiting till marriage. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I could never do that.
I get waiting a little bit,
Oh, of course.
but, like, till marriage, like, you don't know. Like, what if it's really bad?
Yeah, what if I think some things can be like you can work out the kinks and stuff. But
But what if you can't?
what if they just like what if you get into it and they just have like a really small penis?
And that wasn't
Well, I'm
your
sure
thing.
I'm sure you.
Some people love small penises, but what if that just wasn't for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't you do everything else before sex though, right? Normally.
I mean, yeah.
Like back then?
Oh, I'm saying like
I don't know.
now.
What do you mean? Like oral?
Yeah, like oral stuff. Like people definitely do that before sex. I think it's just the act of penetration is what they're not allowed to do before.
Well, back then, no, you weren't allowed to do anything.
Mm.
Now,
You can get around the.
now I still even like would wait before like sucking a guy's dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Just it depends on it depends,
Mia's like, not
it depends on
me,
the situation. It truly depends on the situation, I think.
I'm just like, it's funny because, I mean, it, probably for the same with you guys. When I got my first boyfriend, like we waited 6 months after we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Mhm.
Oh God. 6 months?
Yeah, after we were boyfriend and girlfriend. But I was also 16 and I was
Can't be me.
Yeah, so I mean, anytime after that, I don't think I was like boyfriend and girlfriend and then waiting.
I respect that though.
I think I didn't know.
But how old were you?
I was
16.
young. Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes a little bit more sense, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays though, would you get into a relationship with somebody and wait 6 months to have sex?
Probably not.
It's because
you?
only like I feel like a couple things could happen. It's like you can stand by that, and then the other person's gonna be like, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the opposite now. Like when I was younger and I had my first boyfriend, we kind of started having sex like pretty early on. Now I'm just because on the topic, I have so much anxiety about like because I haven't had sex and I'm going on 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
Have not had sex and going on 10 months. So now I have so much anxiety when it comes to that. Like I feel like I forgot how everything works. I don't even know what to do anymore.
You just
It's like riding a
ready
bike.
go.
Oh
And then-
God.
The study that I found that I wanted to talk to you guys about, a failure to launch.
We're all about research this season.
We are. Look at us. Brainy. Back to business. Doing our work.
Brainy? Did you say brainy?
We're brainy.
On tops of oral.
Speaking about brains.
Speaking about the dome.
Okay,
this
please
is
get
why
on with your
we're
study.
just definitely not brainy anymore. Okay. Yeah, I thought I would bring up some stats, specifically a UCLA study on sex and media, but specifically The Idol and Euphoria,
Okay.
which I found interesting because I think those shows are not as interesting to Gen Z because what Gen Z wants to see is more platonic things. And it made me start to think, like, are things so available to people? Are people becoming desensitized and they're not as interested in it because they've seen it so many times? They want to see maybe content that shows like real life relationships and experiences, platonic friendships, things like that. A 2021 study by the CDC reported that 30% of teens said that they had sex at least once before, which is down 38% in 2019 and over 50% in a decade prior. So I shared that article with you guys from the LA Times, A Failure to Launch.
Yeah.
And they were talking about why young people are having less sex. And one portion read that in an age where hookups might seem as unlimited as like swiping, it's easy to assume that Gen Z should be having a lot of sex. But because it's so available to them, they're really uninterested in it.
I feel like that goes for a lot of stuff. It's like if you come on too strong in a relationship, it makes the other person back off. If something's too available to you, like your natural instinct is to move on to something else and find something.
Right. If I
everybody loves a chase,
Yes. If I had like a pasta bar, for example, just sitting out in my kitchen and every day I had pasta available to me, like we love pasta. But if you have it available every day, you don't want it.
Oh, speak for yourself.
Sorry, not maybe some of us do.
After you just
my
had a pasta
Italian
dinner.
grandmother's rolling over in her grave right now when you just
but I found that a lot of Gen Zers have had sex like once in the last years, what the study is reading, and I read that thinking about you.
Oh, I'm so glad that I'm always on your mind.
You're a part of the study.
Amazing. I am so happy to be a part of this, guys. It's really been a crazy journey. I'm ready to move on to something else though.
Oh.
If anyone's available.
You heard it right here. Sorry, girl. But with that being said, I feel like what I was just talking about, everything being right in your face all the time, a good topic to start on could be porn.
I just think that everybody has so much access to porn from a really early age. It probably doesn't do you any good to become desensitized to sex that early on. Like that's probably like my first, actually, I'm trying to think about my first like porn experience, and I don't even think it was mine. I think one of my siblings had like printed out like pornographic images of like Playboy models and like hid them, and then my mom found them, and then I like later on like found them like in the trash or something that my mom had thrown away. And I was just like, what the that was the first time I'd ever seen like a woman like fully like
Did you get like
naked.
aroused?
No.
Oh.
I've always been gay, trust me.
I'm just kidding.
From a very young age, I knew.
Honestly, like, I don't want to say I've always, like, watched porn. Like, porn's, obviously very, everybody watches it and stuff. But honestly, I've gotten so sick of it. Like, even in the past, like, I don't know, like 5 years. Like, I'm not, like, on porn, like, looking for a good video. I like to come up with things in my mind. That's what gets me going. And
very mentally stimulating.
Yeah, and I like to, like, whoever I'm crushing on or whoever has my attention at the time, I come up with a little scenario and I make it, like, a whole evening. Like, we go on a date and then this happens and then, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you, like, create your own fan fiction?
Yeah, my own scenario in my mind, which I think is much healthier because I'm sure by now it's circled the internet. Like, a lot of people have seen the study of that one doctor. We talked about this. That one doctor who did the study on, like, I think it was it's 3 different brains. One's alcohol, one's some sort of drug. I think it's cocaine, but I'm not 100% sure. And then the third is porn. And the third brain would like just continually consuming porn, the brain is like shriveled and like really high, like flamed and like irritable and stuff like that. And he was just saying that like if you watch porn like every single day, like your brain is slowly like shrinking and dying in a sense. Like it's shriveling up, you know?
You guys got tiny brains, so stop.
So you know what? If you're, you know, just create up scenarios in your mind. It's so much more fun.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the best way to like say that, because like obviously if you're watching porn, it's a very like quick fix to something. Like you probably are wanting something else like more real, but like it's not readily available to you.
Yeah.
So you, I guess, settle for watching porn because it's the most exciting thing that you can probably do to get off.
Yeah.
But it just takes away like the intimacy of the whole, like what it's
like porn
to
is not romantic like at all.
I fully agree.
I mean, I guess you can find like ones that are, but
Yeah.
I feel like most people who do watch porn, and especially like people who've been watching porn for like a really long time, I can only imagine that you probably start off pretty like softcore, and then you get into like a bunch of different, like once that stops working for you,
Yeah.
you probably get into like a bunch of other like things that are like way more hardcore. And then what do you do when you're like actually with a person?
Yeah,
Like
I think that's,
I would assume that would make it harder for you to get off.
that's definitely the downside of it. I think there's a spectrum. Like it can be healthy in a way where it's like maybe you don't have courage to do something. Maybe you're learning, like more educational.
Yeah.
It gives you the courage to do things because you're like, oh, this person, there's people out there that like this.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's not so weird that I like this. But on the other end of the spectrum, kind of what you were saying, it does desensitize you to your real life scenarios.
Well, it's like the character in Succession who like can only get off like if he's being humiliated.
Yeah, he
or
has to
something?
be dehumanized. He has to be called pathetic, like a little weasel. That's the only way. Like sex for him has to be wrong in order for him to get off. Yeah.
I can't imagine that is strictly based off of him just watching a lot of porn.
No.
It's probably from like his trauma from a childhood.
Trauma, drugs, like all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
that is very interesting. I would have to assume that porn is a big part of that.
For sure. And I just feel like it's so, kind of what we were talking about before, it's so available and there's so much. Back in the day, you would stumble across maybe a video or like maybe there was like a few websites, but I don't think it was like everywhere, and now it's everywhere, which I feel like kind of brings us into our next topic, which is curiosity is gone. Because we're seeing everything, we're not even asking for it. No one's wondering what it's like. And I feel like that's another reason as to what's stopping younger people or just people in general from wanting that.
Yeah.
You mean curiosity of sex?
Yeah, like, you know, sex sells, but it's not really selling anymore. It's literally free everywhere. It's in your face.
Yeah.
Not just talking about, obviously, porn or those kinds of things, but also in performances, right? I would say that some of the performances on the Grammys, for example, it's very sexual. I don't know.
Every movie now has a sex scene. Like you can't watch a TV show or a movie without there being a sex scene in it.
Yeah.
It's like it's everywhere. European cultures embrace like naked bodies and sex and all of that stuff more into their culture, and their crime rate on that stuff is lower. So I teeter back and forth. However, it's just different in the United States. We're just a little too much with it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. But I think the curiosity of sex, it's just like sex is portrayed in a way that isn't romantic, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I don't think people are eager to do it because...
Well, I wonder if that's what's leading more Gen Zers to not be in like relationships.
Yeah, because that study that's talking about
They're-
platonic friendships, they just want to talk about their connections, and sex is a form of connection.
That's kind of admirable though. Like they're prioritizing real connection over
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah. And it is available to them because of apps and stuff, kind of what the study was saying.
I think everybody's just like so over it. Like, I mean, social media really has just ruined I mean, I love social media. It changed my life. But it, like social media and like the internet and apps and dating and everything just being like right here at your fingertip whenever you want it has ruined a lot of things. Like curiosity, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even like with the apps, everything is so available. So you're seeing everything.
Like
That you
Grindr
Yeah, like
is
that.
crazy.
And honestly, it's more of a turnoff in a sense, because you just see all the freaks. Like there's just so many freaks, and like you're actually sifting through so many like weirdos to get to like one like good person that
Mhm.
you might like actually have a real connection with. Most of the time it's not really a connection, you're just like having sex, but like yeah, I don't know, it's just like very weird. But I mean, when it comes to curiosity, I guess Grindr's probably the place to go if you're
yeah,
curious.
Everything's on the internet. Like Drake's dick. I want to talk about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
That's in your like all dicks are welcome in this household. I don't shame whatsoever. But if I was a virgin or a young girl and
You're
that
just like, is that what they look like?
and that popped up on my Twitter, my friend in high school, because that's what we did in high school. Whenever like celebrities' nudes got leaked, people will send it everywhere. If a friend of mine, and I was in high school and I was a virgin, said that to me, I would be so terrified to see a dick.
You'd be like, yeah, I'm not having sex.
Yeah.
Like, that's what sex is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
I mean, I wouldn't have sex with Drake after seeing that, to be honest.
Because you like boyfriend dick.
I like boyfriend dick. I don't like a big dick is not up my alley. Literally, like it's just not gonna work.
literally.
You know. But it's not even that it was very long. Like it looked very
And it
long.
wasn't hard.
Like actually before any of the like comparison things between his dick and those like car salesman things that are like going like this, that's the first thing that came to mind. And it wasn't even hard.
That's go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I like how he handled it though.
He didn't say anything. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
he did.
No, he did at his concert.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh no, he posted
No,
a
I think that was
story.
AI.
He posted a story.
No, he posted. It was live
He posted
Oh.
a story
at
that
his
said,
concert.
I wasn't hiding my dick from the world. Did you
He
guys not
did-
see that?
He
No.
did it. He did have in his song that this long dick, can't say the word, ain't for the long talking. That's in one of his songs.
Oh my god. All right.
But I have a question. Do
Oh,
you
yeah.
think, so whether it's Drake's dick or like people on social media or the models that do porn, do you think people see it? Like, would a guy, a regular old Joe off the street, see Drake's dick and be like, wow, my dick's not like that, I'm now insecure? Or I know as a girl, like, see sometimes, not so much on porn, but on just social media in general, seeing girls who look like so incredible. Like I know I've felt insecure about my body, and that's, you know, made me not want to like have sex, like body dysmorphia
Mm-hmm.
with sex. Like, do you think that plays like a huge part into it? Have you ever been
Like the anxiety.
like
of-
having anxiety because you don't feel like you look like what they're seeing on the internet?
Oh, I see.
Like it's not real, you know?
Not necessarily. Are you talking based just off of like dick size and shit?
No, I'm just talking about like
Just body dysmorphia.
just body dysmorphia,
wise.
just being like, oh, like he's probably watched porn and he's probably watched really hot girls have sex. Like, oh, I'm not gonna have sex with him because like I don't look like that.
Yeah, I can see how that would lead to anxiety during sex for sure.
Mhm.
Or I'm not performing like how they perform in porn videos. I'm not making those noises. I don't
I don't ever compare real life sex to porn ever. I don't think I never have, because it's two completely different things. I don't think that's actually ever crossed my mind while having sex
I would think
ever.
the same. I feel like it is more of a performance.
Yeah, I think of it as a performance.
yeah.
Like I literally, if I'm ever watching porn, I'm like, these people got paid to do this.
Yeah.
that's what you're thinking about when
No,
you're watching
I swear,
porn.
it like actually goes through my head. I'm just like, this kind of fucked up, but it's like, good for them.
Oh, well, I'm sure people have felt that way. Or I'm sure even guys who just aren't as emotionally mature as you, Logan, have been like, oh, she doesn't look like the girls in my porn videos. I'm not having sex with her. I'm sure someone's thought that. I'm not.
Well,
sure that's
I
a
feel
thought
like
that has
that's
crossed people's
fucked up
mind.
for them, and that's on them,
Yeah.
though. Like, that's the girls that are having sex with those guys. If they're feeling that way, then it's like you don't want to have sex with a guy that like that.
Mm-hmm. But also, I just like. Sorry, I got an itch.
Yes, please.
Okay, don't be a bitch.
Don't be a cunt.
Oh my god, this is not what we're here for.
Wait, this is what I was trying to show you guys. He said, I wasn't hiding my meat from the world. I was hiding the world from it. Poppy. He posted that to his story.
Honestly, slay Poppy. Champagne Poppy.
That was his story after his nudes got leaked. He said, I wasn't hiding my meat from the world. I was hiding the world from it.
That makes sense because that thing's a fucking dragon. That thing will
Literally,
terrorize
it's kind of
towns.
crazy.
Yeah, he's funny.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't itch, so that was
Question. I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I don't think this. Okay, so like I know it has been not in my relationships personally, but in relationships in the past with some of my like old friends, they've had a problem with their significant other watching porn while they were dating, and I think their issue was that like he's watching women that don't look like them. And the boyfriend's response would be like, oh well, I have you all the time. I kind of just want I want to see some diversity, you know.
Yeah, we love Amanda.
Like, is that are you guys fine? All right, I guess my question is, I don't care. I don't care at all as long as I don't find it cheating, but some people find it cheating.
I wouldn't say it's cheating. I think I would have like, I would probably feel some type of way about it, but that's like my own thing.
Like what? What do you mean?
Just like at first, like the first thing that would pop into my head and be like, oh, was he not like interested in me anymore? But then I'd be like, I mean, as long as it's not affecting our sex life or my relationship, do what you want. But I think that just comes with communication. Like if you should probably have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
If you're worried about them watching like too much porn or like a specific kind of porn that you might not be able to live up to in your actual your personal sex life together. But I mean, if they're not getting it from you, they're gonna find it somewhere else. So at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather you find it through porn than find it with somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
No.
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but also I don't feel like that should be a thought in your mind. Like, oh, I'm worried they're gonna cheat, so hopefully they just watch porn.
No, not even like. No, well, the thing is like if you're watching porn, I'd rather watch porn with you. And
I've
then,
never
like,
done that.
Have like
Have you
like,
done
just-
that?
with like one person, yeah.
I've never done that. What do you like? What do you?
What do you?
You
like?
just
What do you
watch
do?
porn
You
and
watch
then-
porn and
You watch porn and then you make your own.
you watch porn and then are you like doing acts while you're watching it, or do you just sit there? Hands
Well, I think a lot of people,
crossed, watching
honestly,
it?
porn can like be a tool, especially like if your relationship is getting a little, maybe your sex life's a little stale and you need to
Yeah.
spice it up.
Yeah.
Porn
Get
is
some
maybe a good
ideas.
place to get some ideas. Yeah.
Do you care if your boyfriend watches porn? I assume not.
No. To your question before, I feel like I would prefer for them to diversify their option because I've met people that fetishize Asian women, and it's like really weird when they only watch Asian porn. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you feel like an object. So I think I would prefer them to. You feel like an object.
Struggle of a woman.
Yeah, you're
What
right.
is
I feel
y'all's-
like that every day.
What is you guys'?
That's my fucking job.
I feel like I already know this answer, but I feel like you should let our audience know what your go-to porn is.
Mine?
Everybody.
I thought you were just looking at me. I was
Oh.
like,
I've said mine.
you have said you.
Go back to season 1, episode 7.
Oh,
if you
it's-
wanna
Oh my god, she knows the
Remember.
exact episode.
I remember everything.
Well, like my go-to is my mind.
Okay.
No, I'm serious because I create a whole story up here.
Tell us a story. Go ahead.
I usually, well,
this
this
is some
kinda-
Mr. Darcy shit. I
you know
swear to
what?
God.
It's actually, I'll tell you this, and this is crazy personal for me to say. Like, one thing that helps me.
Helps.
One thing I've noticed that I've incorporated with all of my porn scenarios in my mind is that it is one very, very intimate, and we're saying I love you during it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because relationship sex is the best.
Yeah, I've always created relationship sex in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's really sweet.
That's crazy, Bob.
That was like a Miss America answer.
That's actually if I ever look up porn, it has to be like between like couples.
Mm.
Like
You
where
don't
it
want like the
doesn't
pool
seem-
guy knocking on the door.
Well, that stuff's kind of fun too. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in, you know? It's just you never know. Because obviously if I'm in a relationship, I think spicing it up is like
Yeah.
you can create scenarios and stuff
Yeah.
with your sex life. And
You know,
I think
we
that's
have a
fun.
pool guy
What?
at our
Are
house
you?
that comes every Tuesday.
Yes, I've seen him. He's not my type. Thank
Oh.
you.
Just saying, if you want to.
Every time they show up, try turns the blinds down. She's like, shades down. It just gets really dark in the house.
Yeah, but they feel really bad. They're like, are we ugly?
No.
Like, what?
That
Girl
wasn't.
keep
That's
turning
not
the
the
blind.
reason I'm.
No, it's for the dogs.
It's for the dogs, because the dogs are gonna go crazy and bark. I'm not, and also like I'm working and I do
her
OnlyFans
tits
for a
are just
living,
out.
so I'm just rolling the shades down
Yeah.
so he doesn't.
Well, the scary part is whenever I'm in my room, because I'm usually working from my room,
Yeah.
and it's like you today who just randomly show up outside of my window.
Oh, sorry. Well, I was getting Max. He was screaming.
Stupid
Max is
little
a cat. Shy as a cat, to be specific.
No, but they'll just randomly show up right outside my window,
Oh yeah.
and it just freaks me out.
I've been
every time.
changing before in the closet. I
Yeah.
like that
Well,
light.
they don't. I don't really think they look in. I think they keep their head down.
Yeah, I've
They
never
do.
like seen them like peek in,
Even
but
look
still,
in. Yeah, no.
it always like catches me off guard.
No, me too. Yeah.
Well, okay.
I just hit the mic with my titty.
Keep the sound in if it goes.
Play that back.
It was like a little bloop,
Doop, doop,
little bloop.
First time with new partners. How does it make you feel? Does it make you anxious?
I think yes, anxious, but at the same time, when I'm like with a new partner, it's less. It's like a combination of excitement and anxiety, so I can't
Yeah.
really ever tell the difference.
I think it's normal.
Yeah, but it's more curiosity because you're just like, I wonder how this is gonna be, you know,
Yeah.
or how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
But I think you can always tell if like there's like a really good vibe there, like if you're gonna have that kind of chemistry too.
Yeah.
But I
would
think
say-
it is very anxiety inducing.
I mostly think it's anxiety inducing because you've played it so many times in your mind before. I mean, if you really like the person.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you're kind of thinking to yourself, is this going to meet that expectation? That's what freaks me out. But I was saying that it's never perfect. It's not going to be like the movies. I feel like that's the only time that sex is perfect the first time. But in reality, most people are not psychic and they're not going to know what you like or what you dislike or what turns you on. So
Agreed.
it's normal.
Well, also, I think there's different anxieties, obviously, for me than maybe for you guys. Like, it depends on like if you're gonna be topping or bottoming. Like, you don't ever want to just like show up and then not really,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the thing is like you never. I don't go into dates or anything with like sexual. I'm not ever asking anybody like, what's your sexual? Are you
No.
a top or a bottom?
Yeah.
You know, because like usually I'm fine being one or the other, but at the same time it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know, that can cause a little bit of anxiety
Mhm.
because there's different energies and sometimes one person is giving off more
Mhm.
of like that top energy and
Yeah.
one person's giving off more of that bottom energy.
In a situation where you can't tell, how do you go about that?
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like a trial and error type thing. Like you just see how it plays out. Given that you are like attracted to that person and like you want to see where it goes and like have an interest in like getting to know them more and stuff like that and you want to get to that point.
Yeah.
I'm not ever trying to. The only time I would get anxiety about it is if I'm actually dating that person. And in that case, if I'm dating that person, like I'm not going to be having sex with them like the first date.
No. Yeah.
If if I'm like really into somebody, I would probably wait like 4 or 5 dates into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if like I'm just curious, like do people usually ask before like even going on a date? Because like what if you really like someone but like it's both
I know.
bottom situation?
I've had anxieties about that too, because I think I'd been on like 3 dates with this dude at this point. It really hadn't been spoken about, but like we obviously were super into each other, and I could tell that it was definitely going to become something more. But in the moment, I'm just like having fun and like going with the flow on the dates, like nothing sexual whatsoever, except for like we make out and stuff like that. But in the back of my mind, I was definitely anxious to find out, or at least have that conversation of, so like, what do you prefer? Because it's always just like a weird
Yeah, like what if
topic.
you guys really like each other but your sexual preferences don't line up like that in terms of like the gay community?
Then I guess that's just like, if you, I think if you like somebody enough, you'll figure it out. But at the same time, you know, sometimes I guess it just doesn't work out. But like I said, like I could go either way, but sometimes if it's like a specific person, I'm just like, I would rather it be one or the other.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, then that makes sense.
Sorry, there's a bug crawling on my chair. How to flick it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Bye.
Where'd you flick it to?
On you. On purpose.
What about you with first time partners?
I'm trying to think about how my relationships have gone. When with my first boyfriend, he was the person I lost my virginity to, so obviously there was a lot of anxiety with that whole situation, as there would be losing your virginity. My second boyfriend, I am trying. Oh, I remember how it went. Yeah, we didn't have sex for like, I would say five dates into it, like 5 to 6 dates into it. We waited a long time. No, we waited like 5 or 6 dates. But I think with my second boyfriend, we were extremely passionate towards each other. I didn't feel any sort of anxiety. That was just like an interesting relationship, because even though like it ended really badly, the beginning of it was like, whoa, like we were so electric, like very drawn to each other, could not stay away from each other, very passionate. So like when that happened, I was like, I can't wait, you know? And then with my last relationship, I never planned on dating him. I didn't really like him. He was a hookup, I guess. Actually, that kind of just ended up sticking around for 2.5 years. But we hooked up first, didn't talk for like 8 months, and then ended up dating. But I was really, like, we were both really drunk when we hooked up, so I don't remember the anxiety. But I feel like I said earlier in this episode, now going into it, because it has been a while, and because I personally feel like the next person I do have sex with, I'm going to make sure that it's like, I'm going to date them. Like, it's going to be a very strong connection. I'm not just going to have sex with anybody at this point. I've waited this long. So I feel like I will have a lot of anxiety with that. Like, hopefully they're very sweet and comforting. But
Yeah, well, I think the more it means, the more anxiety you're going to have.
yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the better it could be.
Yeah, that is true. I was going to ask if you have anything that is helping you kind of calm those nerves, or if you have any advice to those.
Alcohol.
Oh.
I wasn't going to say
I'm
that.
just kidding.
I probably will have to be a little tipsy I don't know, because I haven't, like, it hasn't happened yet, but right now I'm not thinking about it, because I don't know when it's going to happen, like when I'm going to have sex again, and I'm not really like worried about it. It's not like the main thing on my mind right now.
Yeah.
I just know that like the next person that I'm going to have sex with, more than like I said, I want it to be like in a situation where I know that we're going to date and stuff. So obviously there's going to be really strong feelings there, and I know that he will be very comforting and accepting, because I wouldn't date someone who wasn't.
Yeah, you're going to pick someone that is going to make you feel comfortable.
It's going to make me feel like really great.
Yeah.
I sound like I'm about to lose my virginity. Like, fuck.
To what you just said, I was going to ask you, if going into our next topic, if you think there's going to be a little bit of performance anxiety as well, since you haven't in a while, or
I'm a pillow princess through and through.
I feel like you never know.
Elaborate.
You never know.
I don't performance anxiety. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. That is the thing that I am scared about, is that my next partner will be more experienced and more of a freak than I am.
No, you're a freak.
That's good for you though.
Yes, I feel
like they will have a combination of freakish, but like at the same time comforting, so you'll feel more comfortable.
I feel like it could possibly bring something out in me that I haven't experienced. The one thing that I have performance anxiety about, even though I know I'm good at it, is sucking dick again. Because it's been a minute and I'm just like, I don't want to lose my technique.
Just grab a
just
object in the kitchen and
yeah.
there's a cucumber in the fridge.
Just don't put it back.
Yeah.
Well, the cucumbers in the fridge are mine.
I'm like, why does this have teeth marks on it?
No, I don't use
You're
my
like-
teeth.
I'd hope
You're like
not.
cutting up.
But that's the one thing. Everything else, like it's kind of hard, like when you're the girl, to like.
I'll give you some pointers. Anyways,
Oh my goodness. Do you ever get performance anxiety?
He's performing all the time.
no, I'm not. God, you make me sound like such a heathen. Anyways, I mean, I would have to say yeah, like occasionally, but not if I'm.
Have you ever had
performance
anxiety so much that you couldn't get it up?
No.
Okay.
That's the thing. I don't like. Yeah, I would get maybe a little nervous or anxious, but not to that point where I'm just like not able to.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
the
sure
deed,
that happens
you know?
all the time for guys. though.
Yeah, I was looking actually on Reddit for my story and doing research. A lot of people talk about how it's such a big issue, but mostly because it's happened to them once and it affects them moving forward. Like they can't stop thinking about the time previously. So it like kind of is a
Yeah,
what am I trying to say?
fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
The only time I couldn't get it up was when I was super drunk.
Oh.
Whiskey dick.
yeah.
Well, that happens. It's okay, guys. Don't worry about it. It happens. We're understanding.
Mhm.
I'm fine with it.
No one's gonna get offended. And if they do, then that's
They're
okay.
not the
Then-
right one.
Yeah, then fuck them
Yeah.
for that. What about you? Do you ever get in performance anxiety?
Well, not currently because I've been with the same partner for 4 years. I just feel like in general,
I feel like no.
there's one thing that you have to do
Yeah, like you
and
know
you
what
get
you're.
it done. You know
That's
what
the thing,
has to
though.
happen.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have.
What?
So don't be scared.
What?
One thing needs to happen
That's the thing. I don't
To
feel like
you?
it's.
in general to make love.
Huh?
You're both going into the situation knowing what you want out of it. That's the thing. Is like, that's why I don't think there's performance anxiety. I think it's excitement, and you both know what's about to happen. Like,
Mhm.
it's either going to happen or it's not.
Yeah.
I think performance anxiety comes in if you're with somebody like brand new,
Mhm.
and I don't even think I would consider that like performance anxiety, because I'm not worried about my performance. I'm just worried about the outcome.
Mhm.
And like when I'm having sex with somebody, like my main concern is that they're enjoying themselves,
Mm.
you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like that would be like the anxiety
Mm.
for like to make sure I'm doing everything I need to do to make sure they're
Yeah.
enjoying it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes complete sense.
Did that just like, I don't know.
No, I fully get what you're saying.
I feel like I'm just saying a bunch of shit. I don't fucking know.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're looking at me funnily.
Funny,
I
funnily.
just
funny.
gave you the confirmation that I understood exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I agree. What do we have next? Attachment during sex and detachment during sex?
I feel like, yeah, like I feel like it can go either way. Like you either get really super attached during sex or you completely detach from sex, like you disassociate. I know Emily Ratajkowski had said this a long time ago because she was very sexualized, very young. She was a model and she had that whole thing happen with her in that music video, Blurred Lines, where the guy had touched her inappropriately.
Mm.
She was married for a while and she's divorced now, but she said that she had to look in the mirror while she was having sex and like come back to her body and be like, I am having sex now, like we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to do that every time she had sex for like a really, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think that's because of the over sexualization that she went through.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Or I think with people who have experienced sexual trauma, they're not in their body whatsoever
No.
when they're having sex.
Yeah, when you have trauma, like your body literally rejects whatever's
Yeah.
happening, and your mind goes
And
on autopilot.
I think it's really important for partners of people who have had sexual trauma to like not take that personally.
Yeah, don't take
Mhm.
offense.
Because I think that is a big part of what can cause resentment in relationships like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, I think the sex probably starts off really good because it's new and fresh. And then once that person starts to like, you are in a relationship and things are becoming more intimate and like they start to mean more when you're actually having sex and it's just a very intimate setting, that person is then going to start to shut off. Like maybe they weren't before, but once it starts getting into that zone, they're not there.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like not taking that personally is like, and like just communicating about it. But I feel like, I don't know, that's like such a hard situation to get through.
Mm-hmm. Therapy.
I think that's good advice though, and everything takes time. So
Yeah.
as long as you're actively trying to, you recognize a problem and you're trying to fix it. I think that's what matters, and having people that are going to be there with you to ride through it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that having sex with somebody makes you more attached to them, or do you think that it's just, can you like control that?
For me personally, just because I find it very intimate, I'm extremely attached to the people that I have sex with or have had sex with, because that's not something that I do on the norm because of a lot of anxiety about that. So yeah, I get more attached to the person that I've had sex with.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't do hookups, because I'm gonna fall in love with you.
Yeah.
Mm. When I used to do hookups, not really. I think I like can choose when I want to.
Yeah.
But there's also what is it called? The love hormone that comes out when you're having sex. So obviously that is supposed to create a bond.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe you do start crushing on them a little harder after you do it.
Mm-hmm.
What about yourself?
I think I can choose, but I've noticed if it's just a hookup, I leave not feeling like dirty is the wrong word, but I feel like slightly bad.
Mm.
Not that I regret it, but just like bad about myself, because I'm like, what was like the reasoning that like, why did I need to do that?
Yeah.
If I know it's not going to happen again, at least with that person. That's why like I don't really do like random hookups. Anybody that I do have any sexual contact with is like somebody that I've already like been out with for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer to do that because I know we already have a connection and like I trust that person, and it's also somebody that I would probably just like go to dinner with and enjoy my time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But on the small number of times that I've like randomly just like hooked up with somebody, I've noticed like afterwards I'm like, what, I didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I don't know, it just kind of makes you feel like icky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, what was the reason?
Like another body for what?
I know.
Yeah.
Another body? It's literally for what?
Out here catching bodies.
But no, I definitely think I can choose. But even when I choose to like not care, I still end up caring.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to like be with somebody and that I enjoy and like and want to like have something with.
Yeah, I think people should be more like that, to be honest.
Sometimes I wish I could if I could choose to like switch it off, I probably would have had sex by now. But like everybody that I've ever had sex with, like I've never had like the hookup. Like we've talked, like we've gone on dates. I started to imagine like what it'd be like if we dated them, and like I just feel like for me, and I feel like it's weird now. This feels like a therapy session that I'm about to get into, because I am very out there online with my body and stuff. I need something like that to be extremely intimate to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so sex is the one thing that, isn't really out there, isn't out there on the online about me. Like, my body is, but like not the act of sex or getting to know me or being intimate like that with me. So I need something, like that.
Yeah. Taking it back.
What?
Taking it back.
Taking her power back.
Taking her power back.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
I love.
What?
Well, it's just like I respect that because you're kind of what you just said. People who kind of just see this version of you, but in order to actually be with you, they have to like go through all these other steps, and that's important to you. And you're not going to just like give it to whoever. And I'm like, wow.
I've got the power.
I can imagine that being in your position and then putting myself in the shoes of somebody who would date you. That I'm sure it could be difficult. Like, do you think that, I want to word this correctly. Do you think that there are a lot of conversations that you have to have beforehand getting into a relationship with somebody who might be a little bit like, it would come from their insecurity.
Yeah, a little jealous.
Yeah.
But like jealous of the fact that like so many men like fawn after you, but like they're like, they should feel good about it because they're the one that actually has you. But I'm sure that causes a lot of insecurity in relationships.
Yeah.
I've actually had this conversation before with the guy that I met in New York. When he found out that I did OnlyFans. And me personally, I would obviously want to date a guy that's definitely like okay with me having an OnlyFans because I'm not gonna stop doing that. But he was not okay with it, and that was like our first like that like we tiffed that we like talked about. And his biggest thing was like he already has like normal. He said normal, but he's actually a very insecure person. But he at the time said that he has normal insecurities just like every other man, and for him to just know that his girl like was also being perceived in an intimate way, and he like, to me the word intimate, like they're not like the way he said it and the way I perceive intimate is like completely different, but he was like that she's also being perceived intimate to like all these other guys, like that he's like that's gonna really freak me out. And I was like,
but in no way the same,
Yeah.
and not the same sense whatsoever.
to me it's not. To me, they're two completely different worlds. Like, I genuinely treat my job like my job. And I have, like, set work hours and, like, all that stuff. Like, it is my job. And even when I'm taking OnlyFans content,
You're like not there.
It's like it's a detachment in a way. Like, yes, I'm present, I'm there, and I'm doing the things, and it's really fun, and I'm really glad that this is my job. But it's not the same to me as if I was having a one-on-one conversation with a guy that I liked or was dating, and he was getting to know me intimately, or like even the same lingerie that I took a bundle in, it being used like in bed. To me, they're completely different. And that one-on-one connection with that person in person, like the feelings, the emotions, the touch, like everything, that is extremely intimate to me. And I had to, I explained that to like, he obviously like, he does have really big insecurities. But like, I got very lucky that like my past relationship was like, he never cared about the OnlyFans world and that I did that. And he was very supportive on that end. And I would want someone who is supportive and just doesn't see it that way because, like I said, that's my job and it's not the most intimate thing about me. Like this, like me talking to someone, telling them my insecurities and like that I have anxiety or like all of my trauma or like whatever, that is intimate to me. Actually having sex with someone is extremely intimate to me. So to me, they're two completely different worlds apart.
You know what I would be insecure about? If a guy went and saw a hot therapist, because for me, that's more emotionally damaging to me.
How would you know?
I'm just kidding. So
some people cheat with their partners, with their therapist, because they're so like
they should be more worried about
What?
that. I was saying that guy that you're talking to should be more worried about you going to a hot guy therapist, because a man that listens to you and he's hot?
I have never had a hot therapist.
I've never had a hot therapist, but there has
one.
been like people that cheat on their significant others with their therapist
their
because
number.
that person is like more is listening to them.
Yeah,
In the
but
sense.
that's their job. And that's the thing too. It's right.
Well-
if you're like married to a therapist who happens to be hot, like
I think
it's
if
like,
my
babe, like,
therapist,
that's my job. Like
if my
I'm-
therapist was hot, I would find another one. Truly, I would not be. I
feel
would.
that.
I would not be able to just sit there and like talk to like a really hot dude
Mhm.
about all my
Your
shit,
problems,
about all my problems.
and he's listening and he's validating you.
I'm like, you
You
stop
have a crush
talking.
on me, don't you?
I would literally like turn it into something it's not.
I would feel like not to be like conceited or anything, but I'd feel like the therapist would like start like crushing on me. So I feel like I
Yeah.
just couldn't tell him my problems.
That's
I'd feel too in my head about it.
That's what my mom said. We forced our mom to go to therapy, and then she said that the therapist started hitting on her, so she stopped
Well,
going.
your mom's gorgeous.
But she needs to go to therapy.
I mean, yeah.
And that's annoying, so fuck that guy because she stopped going after that.
You're
Anyways.
like, sorry, my therapist was too hot. I couldn't do it.
That would be a really good song lyric.
That is crazy.
Okay.
Next.
Do you only go to... Sorry, I'm not going to say that.
I have a question for you guys talking about like anxiety and kinks and like all of that stuff.
Ask away.
If you have a very specific kink and it's out there, it's pretty weird. When do you bring up kinks with your partner? Is that something that you would say on the first date? Like, hey, by the way, I'm into this. And if you're not, like, we can go our separate ways. Or do you like have regular sex and might not get off completely and then bring it up to your partner?
I think if you bring it up on the first date, you're psychotic.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think that getting like sex with somebody new is like a learning experience. So obviously there's going to be like maybe like good times, awkward times, bad times. But like once, I don't know, like after a few times of having sex, maybe then.
Yeah.
I don't know, because you never know what that other person brings to the table that like you might really enjoy. But if you're still not getting off after like a few times, then you can be like, hey, maybe if you're down, like, would you be able to, like, would you be interested in trying this? Like, honestly, like, and then you can have a conversation about it. I would definitely not bring it up on the first
I
fucking
was
date.
started imagining
Like, imagine.
me like in a bedroom with a guy and immediately he's just like, suck my toes. I'd be like,
You're like, what?
the first,
I'm sorry, say that again?
Suck my toes.
I'd be like, wait. That was me sucking the toe.
I'd be like,
okay.
I'd be like, get out of my house.
If you're drunk enough, would you suck a toe?
For sure.
It depends
Do
where
you
the
suck
feet
toes
have
on the
been.
reg?
No.
Depends where the feet have been.
Yeah, they would have to be
Did we
thoroughly
did
cleaned.
shower or?
You would need a pedicure first, too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of people don't do that.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Toes?
If I was drunk enough, though, for sure, I probably would.
Toes?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what are we talking about?
I'm not into sex.
Yeah, I thought that's exactly what I thought we were talking about. I was like, wait, you're just like not into it at all, unless you're drunk.
That would be sad.
well, since we started talking about how sex is an anxious thing nowadays, we decided to wrap up the episode with a little fun segment, which is us reading little cute Reddit stories.
Oh, God. Let
I'm
me go
so-
first because
So excited.
I just...
I'm so
These ones are hard to find. Okay, 1 second.
You guys are
I
as
feel like-
excited as I am.
I-
Get fucking excited, man.
I feel like yours is really raunchy, so you're gonna go last.
it's not.
You picked
So
the
these are-
raunchiest one.
It's not raunchy.
I
All
can
of
see the
these
title.
are based off of... all of these are based off of anxieties during sex. So
Real life experiences.
real life experiences.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Mine's not that crazy. You can try it at home if
Let's
you feel
hear it.
so inclined. Yes, I get anxious. I will fart during sex. And it just makes...
Wait, start from the beginning.
Wait,
that is the beginning. That's the beginning of it. Do you mind?
Sorry. Okay. Start again.
Yes, I get anxious. I will fart during sex, and it just makes me not want to blank or what? Yes, I get anxious. I will fart during sex, and it just makes me not want to. My husband has even. Sorry.
I was like, did a 12-year-old write this?
It literally.
Oh, not 12. Oh my God.
What?
16. Fuck. Sorry. Okay.
So many things to cut.
Just
to cut.
start it over.
Yes, I get anxious. I will fart during sex, and it just makes me not want to. My husband has even said he wouldn't care, but it just makes me so embarrassed. The idea. And then any desire just disappears. I used to just have a glass of wine or something to help me relax for this particular anxiety, but now I'm not sure that would even help.
There's no resolution.
It sounds like, okay, so if I had to prescribe her anything, she needs an Imodium or some Gas X.
Oh, yeah.
Because it sounds like she has like a gas problem.
IBS or something.
Yeah.
Needs to lay off the dairy.
Maybe try
Maybe
like
the
a
raw veggies can't do that.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
Lay off the broccoli, bitch.
What if she thinks when she's queefing, she's farting?
Oh. Wait, what?
Yeah, what if she thinks that her queef is her fart?
Well, can you not tell
I feel
where
like
it's coming out?
Bitch, you think you're the shit? You're not even the fart.
Okay. No.
I begun hard. Okay. That's really sad. Well, at least her husband is very welcoming.
He's very understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they're married. Like,
That's the thing though, is like if I had a farting problem during sex and my husband was like, I don't care, who cares? Everybody farts. We all have an asshole.
But like,
I would be like, okay, fuck it. I don't care either.
I know, but wouldn't it get annoying after a while after the
If you're farting that much, okay, well, here's the thing. Anal is different. Like, you're going to fart.
Well, I
Because you're just having
wasn't
air pummeled up your asshole. You're going to fart.
I just mean like her or the wait.
I'm gonna fucking...
Is this a man and another man? Or is this a man and a woman?
No, it's a woman and a man.
Oh,
But
that's
I'm
what I'm
saying,
saying.
like,
My side hurts.
but it could be a woman and a man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like that's the situation. Is like, you know what? I don't care anymore.
Next.
Okay. No solution for that one.
We need to do this at the end
There
of
are
every episode.
solutions.
Okay.
Gas X.
So, after graduating high school, all of my friends decided to have a beach week. One night, after some drinks, this girl was very forward and asked if I wanted to have sex. Little virgin me was scared as hell, but not about to pass this up. We go into a dark room, start kissing, and get down to business. I have no idea what's going on, so I'm on the bottom. It's about 95 degrees in the room, and she gets it going pretty hard on top, so my sweaty head starts hitting the backboard. I'm already not having the best time, but to top it off, this girl is getting way into it and starts scratching my chest violently. And this was no sexy scratch. She was literally drawing blood. I guess my penis felt I was in danger, and I could faintly hear it whisper, "I'm gonna get you out of this, buddy." And it slowly went limp inside of the girl. After a minute, she realized what had happened. I got out of there as fast as possible to go nurse my bleeding chest. My friends refused to let me die. Die? Oh, let the story die.
I was like, what the?
I can't even blame them.
That is crazy.
Wait, scratching the chest?
What's with the scratching? I like a nice back scratch.
No, but
But
he was
why
on
do you have
bottom
to
and
draw
she was on
blood?
top, and I'm trying to understand, like, was she like this?
Yeah, she probably was like, rah.
Have you guys ever been having sex like that and just like scratch really hard?
Not on the,
Not like to the point of drawing blood, but yeah.
well, not like even in that position, I would say.
like.
Yeah, just like what is she doing? Like just on top like this?
Yeah, no, she wasn't scratching the back. She was scratching.
I know, but
yeah.
he was asking.
Oh. Yeah.
But she probably was
Yeah.
like, you know how you, like a tiger.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh wait, well, mine's not like Logan's was the funniest. I don't know, mine's kind of fucked up. Okay, the title is How Porn Ruined Me, which is on brand, obviously. He said, I don't have any friends to talk to and therapy is too expensive. I just need to write it down somewhere. I started watching porn at 12 years old. It all started because I looked for apps on Google Play that would make sex sounds. In the comment section, someone said that they would rather watch porn on YouPorn. This is my first time I'd ever saw the word porn. In fact, I didn't know its meaning. I just ignored it and searched for YouPorn directly. I've never heard of YouPorn. Okay. At this time, I had never masturbated. I was introduced to porn prior to masturbation. 6 years later, my high school girlfriend of 2 years breaks up with me. We had never had sex for the whole 2 years. I could not get hard with her. Yet she kept up with me. She watched porn with me to help me. She made sure no one was home every time we tried. She comforted me every time I failed. She even agreed to have sex without a condom for the first time. Nothing worked. After the breakup, I was lucky to hook up with 2 girls after her at different times. Thank you for clarifying. I was even luckier they both agreed to do it without condom. The night ended with both of us not facing each other in bed staring at the wall. Today, I can't get hard at all unless I watch porn, and even that, I need at least 5 minutes of stimulation before it gets fully hard. I can't look at a woman without staring at her body. I see women as flesh, as body parts. I look at them and think, how can this body part pleasure me? I'm 22 years old. And then he had posted that, and then I guess a bunch of people had commented, and there's like an edit, and he's like, thank you all so much for your advice and such kind words. I feel truly overwhelmed with love that I needed and honestly didn't expect. Thank you, really. There are a couple things I want to clarify. At the time I was writing the post, I was 9 days clean of porn, and I will be 14 days clean on Saturday. Writing this post kept me focused on my journey. The women that gave me consent for unprotected sex, it's like to them. I see how wrong it is for me to ask women for unprotected sex. It was a couple of years ago, and I was frustrated by the relationship I had with my ex-girlfriend. Having sex became my obsession. I am not like this anymore, as I was able to lose my virginity protected with a semi-hard penis, but protected.
Why did that sound like an acceptance speech?
I know.
That's so sad. That goes directly to show you how porn fucks you up. Especially he started watching it at 12.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. 12, yeah. 12 is, well, I don't know. When do you get your first hard on? Pretty early, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but I don't think I watch porn.
And YouPorn, that sounds old as shit.
Yeah.
That's like some ancient shit. That's like DVD.
Does this have a date on it?
No.
I feel like
maybe this
ban
is like
all porn sites and go back to getting the DVDs at the store.
Oh my god, yeah, you have to
I
walk
miss
in.
a Blockbuster.
You have to walk in there and you have to face somebody while you're buying that porn.
Yeah.
I feel like
as if Blockbuster sold porn. Can you imagine?
Of course.
I miss DVD stores. That was
Me
such
too.
a core.
I really miss that.
Me and my mom would always go and get a DVD.
Remember
one right
Red
next to
Boxes?
The New Art Theater.
We don't have any. Where are we gonna?
We don't have a DVD player.
Yeah.
Let's get a player.
Well, we can get an Xbox.
Oh, I have one.
That plays DVDs.
I just don't use it.
All right, well, we're gonna start using it.
Okay.
We're bringing it back.
Bring it back.
Honestly, bring DVDs back. I miss DVDs. Yeah. And like the movie collection that you could have. That's so much fun. We're missing out on fucking fun shit.
Seriously.
Don't watch porn, kids.
Yeah, all
use
in all,
a condom.
All in all, I think
or don't.
It's very evident that we all have anxieties when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
And there's different ways to appropriately deal with them.
You're not alone if you are feeling anxious about having sex with a hookup, a new partner, presenting kinks to your partner, watching porn.
Maybe you watch too much porn.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's okay. Just get back on the
Work
track
on it.
today. We're here to help you. Call 1-800.
Oh.
1-800-2G1G.
1-800-2G1G will help you stay clean for porn. That was my outro. 1-800-2G1G. Stay clean from porn. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our podcast every single Tuesday. We're here for you no matter what you're dealing with. You can follow us on all our social media. 2 Girls, 1 Gay podcast on Instagram, TikTok. Our Twitter is 2G1G pod. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a good day or evening or morning or night or week or whatever. And have protected sex.
See ya.
Love ya.
Love ya.